We're eating 3 of the best steaks in Los Angeles today, and we're starting right here, Uncle John's. It looks like a diner, I guess has diner vibes, Chinese American, together at last. It's kind of breakfast time, so I think we should start the video off with a steak and eggs. And I gotta tell you, man, steak and eggs here with toast, hash browns, tomatoes, or rice as a side, $17.75.
That's a hell of a deal, yeah.
That's
like a lot of food. I like it in here. I feel like if we're gonna start our day with a steak, a kind of diner-style steak and eggs is the way to do it.
So today, my man, we're gonna be having 3 incredible steaks. The meat itself has to have an amazing flavor. I really like it when all they do is add salt, pepper, maybe a little bit of seasoning just to wake up the meat.
Yeah.
But the taste of the meat has to be the star of the show.
Absolutely, yeah. We want that beefy goodness to be shining through here. Obviously, you can dry age steaks, which might add a little bit of funk to it as well. Not an essential, can be a personal preference thing, but I personally do like a little bit of that.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna get some steak and eggs and some coffee. You want a coffee?
Iced tea, maybe.
Yeah, coffee it is. Uncle John's has been around since 1975. Not this location though. Actually, we're like 2 units down from the corner there where it started. And they went to the neighborhood of South Park, not the Colorado one, the California, Los Angeles one.
Sad.
And then they eventually came only steps away from the original location, this really nice, modern vibe where it stands today. And it does have elements of a cafe and diner. It's so much more.
Yeah, I've said many times, I feel like diner culture is something I wish we had more of in the UK.
Yeah, it's really
we've got our greasy spoon cafes, we've got like comparable things, but nothing quite like the diner.
We have the option of getting steamed rice or fried rice on the side of our steak and eggs. You don't see that in regular diners. And also, we're getting the pork chop with a side of chow mein. Get out of here, dude. And also, look what made its way to the table. Huh?
You love your A1.
This is our HP sauce. Have you had this before?
We have, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'm starting to space out because it's the start of the day and I'm starving. So let's get those steaks.
All right, buddy.
Right.
Thanks so much.
Of course. Enjoy, guys.
Thanks so much.
This looks like a hell of a steak.
Oh yeah, dude. We'll talk in a second. I need a bite. I cannot host until I eat something.
Oof.
What is up, dude? Good morning. This is
Good morning.
amazing.
Good morning, America. Oh man, they got like quite a lot of char on the outside.
Yep.
I was worried it would be overcooked, but honestly, it's really not. That's like pretty much exactly how I want my steak cooked.
That's fantastic. Incredibly flavorful. You know?
Cooked to a perfect medium rare.
Yep. Look at mine, buddy.
There you go.
that.
Yeah,
The steak, when you normally get like steak and eggs, is usually not the best steak. And I
Right.
feel like it kind of became a thing where men on the way to their coal mining job or whatever was like, yeah, I want a thick hunk of meat because I'm going to be working all day in a factory or something. I keep changing the job.
Got to load up on protein. For
Yeah.
my
So
job
it's
as
less,
a
it was
firefighter.
less about like, I mean, that to me is like well done steak. So you just like go to town on it because, you know, you need a big breakfast. But this is actually an absolutely fantastic steak. I mean, you don't get a steak this good in regular steakhouses mostly.
No.
So it's almost like a surprise of like how much care and attention was put into making such a delicious steak
Yeah.
for something that essentially is like quick breakfast food.
I know it's not like the centerpiece of the plate, but eggs, perfectly cooked.
Yep.
Beautiful runny yolk. Fried rice is really good as well. Fried rice and steak.
Yeah, what do
Maybe
you
not
think?
something I've had as
I
just
think
like-
we also had lo mein with our pork chops. I think
Yeah.
that a fried rice or a lo mein as a side is an excellent idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna. Oh my goodness! I mean, I know you're not.
crispy these are.
So you're not supposed to eat this like this,
No,
but
no,
I just
no.
wanna.
Oh, that's so good. Whoa. I've never had a pork chop like that before. That's phenomenal.
I was expecting the food to be good, but this has exceeded even my high expectations.
Yeah.
It's a juicy steak too.
Juicy, man.
Yeah.
One thing that I really love about steak is that it has traditionally been like a working person's meal.
Yep.
It's not always been this like fancy gourmet, dry-aged situation. For years, this was like, cowboy food, you know? People were eating this on the trail.
Absolutely.
It's quick and easy. For me, I think the fact that you can still get a steak of this quality at this price point is something I really admire.
So the chop houses were just like everyday working men would eat. At the same time, they had this thing called beefsteak banquets, and this is where the upper echelon, the upper class would meet and have these very elaborate, fancy meals. And when everyone came over here to America, and especially places like New York City where people were kind of mixing, the modern steakhouse was kind of a mix of both. So they were giving you the primer cuts of meats and all the big banquet style meals, but it was also more affordable to the everyday working man. Get a
Yeah.
big steak, a scotch, smoking cigarettes,
Yeah.
wearing a tuxedo for seemingly no reason, right? It just became like a cool, iconic thing for American men and women to do. This was fantastic, amazing food. I love the Chinese-American connection. They're right, this is a fantastic steak. Also, pork chop's real good too, but we cannot stay here. We have more steak to eat. Ready for the next spot?
Yes, let's go.
Let's go. Now we're going to be kicking it up a notch as far as, well, we'll just say dining environment and certainly price. We're on our way to Cut, Beverly Hills, Wolfgang Puck. You know Wolfie?
I do, yes.
All right, one of his flagship restaurants. Supposed to be incredible. We're going to the incredibly expensive Rodeo Drive. Maybe we'll walk around a little bit and look at all the stuff we can
it
never
out.
afford. The steak at the spot is supposed to be incredible. I'm stoked to try it. Now we're at Cut, Beverly Hills, Wolfgang Puck's restaurant in the Beverly, Wilshire Four Seasons Hotel. It's a lot to say. And clearly I'm not used to saying it because I never am in this area.
It's a fancy spot. It's a
Yeah.
fancy area.
Pretty nice, right?
Very nice. Yeah, swanky neighborhood.
Very
Just took
swanky.
a little walk down Rodeo Drive. All the shops there, wildly out of my price range. But the steak, I'm sure, is going to be great.
Here's what we're getting today. We are getting a Stone Axe Wagyu Porterhouse with a marble score of 9 plus. I'll explain what that means in a moment. 4-week dry age, that's 28 days.
28 days.
Right? We're also getting Wagyu tallow fries.
Oh, man.
Can't get enough of the Wagyu, my guy. Can't get enough of it. Mac and cheese, and some sauces, and some bread on the table, of course.
Of course.
My man, Chef Drew, is hooking us up today.
Yeah. I actually don't know if I've ever had a Wagyu steak before, so this is like a huge moment for me.
The 9 plus score of marbling. From what I understand is, obviously you know what a slice of meat looks like.
I do.
Obviously you know what the marbling is, that's the fat.
Of course.
The higher the fat content in said piece of meat, the higher the score. And the reason that's good is because when they cook it, it melts and makes the steak oh so buttery and delicious.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm imagining like a very melt in your mouth type of steak right here.
When I was in Japan, I'm smirking every time I try to do a humble brag of,
Oh my God,
yes,
yeah.
yes, well, yeah. When I was in Tokyo for 3 weeks.
Sure. When it's in Barcelona.
I've been to Japan and I have had Wagyu there and it was very good.
Sure.
All the steaks are seasoned with house steak salt and grilled over white oak and charcoal.
Ooh, okay, so you're getting a coal and wood fire
Yeah.
type of collab effort
Yeah,
there.
that has so much a profound effect on the taste of the meat. So they really it's specifically dialed in what they're using here. So you're definitely going to taste that oak and charcoal when it comes out.
Oh yeah. I am starving. I'm very ready to eat some delicious steaks.
We got amazing food coming any moment now. Yeah.
Oh,
my God, I'm
smells
losing my
incredible.
mind.
Yeah. This looks and smells utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, so let's
Oh,
eat
my
and then we'll
word.
talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got a couple of sauces.
I'm gonna go sauce-free first, and then I want to try a head-to-head sauce.
Okay, let's do it, man. Oh, man. This
I
is one of those.
was thinking we need steak knives. No, we don't.
No, we
How
do
tender
not.
is that?
Oh, it's butter soft.
That's incredible. With the garlic butter. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, dude, this is a perfectly cooked steak. I'm gonna go for another bite.
I don't know if I've ever had a steak that buttery and soft before.
I'm gonna go for the butter and the garlic.
We have little spoons if you want to scoop a little more
Oh, yeah.
butter. Because this thing is, dripping in this like rosemary garlic butter sauce. Oh man.
It comes with 2 sauces,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to say for the record, you do not need any sauce on this. This is a perfect steak. But it's a peppercorn one that Drew says is his favorite.
And this little tomato chimichurri.
Yeah.
A little
yes.
spicy.
Yeah.
Apparently Wolfgang's favorite.
This is Puck's favorite. So
Mr.
we're going
Puck.
to decide right now, not only today who has the best steak, but also who has the best sauce. Sauce one.
Which one are you going for first? Peppercorn? I'll join you.
Right? Tough to beat. What's Puck got to say about that?
Who's right, Joe? Chef Drew or Chef Wolfgang?
We'll say the favorite on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Puck. Yeah. No disrespect to Chef Drew. He's cooked an amazing steak, but yeah, that chimichurri.
This is like a perfect steak.
Yeah. Not an easy cut of meat to navigate.
No,
There's a
not
lot
at
going on here. This side, a lot closer to the bone, a lot more heat being conducted. This side, a little bit more meat to it, so I guess that's why it's slightly rarer.
Yeah.
But to get that perfect balance of the two, they've absolutely nailed that.
Yeah. So take the steaks off the grill to rest. then they put in a 1200 degree oven to finish it off.
Okay. One thing I will point out, this is dry aged, and you can really tell that.
Now that dry age condenses that flavor, right?
Taking all that moisture out, everything that's left is just pure beefy flavor. Honestly, like when you smell it, it's got like a funk to it. It's got that like blue cheese, like controlled, maturing kind of smell to it.
Does it now?
It's really good, yeah.
Really nice, huh?
There's just so much going on here and it's so delicious.
It's really delicious.
Can I have this really fatty piece at the end?
I was wondering what that was. All yours, buddy.
This is like my favorite piece of any steak.
Why would I stop you from having your favorite piece of steak? Yeah, dude. Yo.
Got some beef tallow fries. These are cooked in the rendered Wagyu tallow, right?
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Extremely good fries.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese. Want some mac and cheese?
You want to try a little mac and cheese?
Absolutely. See if it's still warm enough to get a cheese pull.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Whoops.
They make all that pasta in-house.
Really?
Cool, huh?
It's one of those places where like they're just going the extra mile at
Yeah.
every level, aren't they? Dude.
Holy crap. Michelin star on the door for a reason. This is incredible.
You can tell. You can see why.
Yeah. I know you mentioned before that Wolfgang Puck, not the biggest celebrity chef in the UK. In the US, I think he's very big.
Big deal.
Partly the reason, not only does he have so many great restaurants, but he also has a line of kitchen products and also a line of frozen pizzas.
Okay.
Check this out. The reason he got into the frozen pizza game is because of Johnny Carson.
Can I be so real with you, Joe?
Yeah.
I don't know who Johnny Carson is.
What do you even mean? Have you heard of The Tonight Show?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he hosted it for like 40 years.
Okay, yeah. We don't really do those like talk shows in the
Okay.
UK. Yeah.
So, an incredibly popular show that was filmed here in Los Angeles. So, Johnny Carson, incredibly successful and famous person, because he was filming his show during the day into the night and filming it constantly, he was going a lot to Wolfgang's restaurant, Spacca, where they do have these famous pizzas, but Johnny couldn't get there as often as he wanted to, so he'd buy a bunch of pizzas and get them to either go or take them out of there. And Wolfgang was like, what's he getting all these pizzas for? And found out that Johnny was freezing them to heat them up later. And he's like, this is insane. Like, it's got to be frozen. What are you doing this? But then Wolfgang was like, well, let me like freeze it or set it up for you, or kind of like figure this out so you're not ruining my pizza by
Sure.
refreezing it. or
Insulting
whatever.
me, yeah.
And then doing that, he heated them up himself. He's like, wait, this is actually pretty good.
Pretty good.
And frozen pizzas was a thing that was happening. So Wolfgang's like, I don't put my hat in the ring and start doing frozen pizzas.
There you go. I always respect a chef who can kind of like go a little bit mainstream, but still maintain that kind of aura
Yeah.
and that kind of prestige brand still, because this is still obviously like Michelin star food,
Yeah.
incredibly fine dining.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Thank you for coming by.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hi, Joe. Nice to meet
man.
you.
I'm Wolfgang.
Hi, Harry.
Wolfgang.
How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm good.
Yeah, everything was fantastic. We're really blown away. We love the food. here. Great
Taking-
job.
Okay, sit down, continue your
Yeah.
Sure.
work.
Thank you.
you.
Yeah, so great to meet
Nice
you.
meeting you, sir.
Thank you,
Yeah.
enjoy.
Thank you.
All right.
Oh, I mean, Wolfgang Puck. Yeah. All right, your move, Jamie Oliver.
It is really magical, and I see why people are willing to spend, you know,
Hundreds of dollars.
relatively large amounts of money on this food.
So I have another fantastic steak to take you to right now. But you have to stop eating for us to go.
It's really hard for me to stop eating, but I will stop eating and we can go.
Okay.
One more bite.
It's getting late in the day. We're starting to lose the light, but there's one more spot I want to take you to. Spacca. It's more of an Italian restaurant technically, but they are known for having arguably one of the best steaks in LA. It's actually part of or connected to Osteria Mazza and Pizzeria Mazza, which is like, I don't know, like the Mazza complex, but it is a very popular restaurant cluster in Los Angeles.
Okay.
All right, guy, Spacca. Today we are going to be trying their 50-ounce dry-aged Bistecca Florentina bone-in porterhouse for a cool $295.
You say that price, but I'm hearing 50 ounces of steak.
That's a lot, right?
That's a lot of steak. I think like typical portion would be like 8 ounces for like
really?
for like a regular sized steak. So we are kind of getting like what, 5 steaks worth of steak?
Why are we getting such a big one?
Because it's a centerpiece, man. It's a big deal.
Okay.
It looks very impressive. A little more dimly lit, very cool, chill environment. Got like the wine racks behind us.
Yeah.
Quite a romantic spot almost.
Yeah, I'm so glad I'm spending it with my coworker.
And best friend. One thing I am seeing is an open flame just billowing out of that kitchen,
Yeah.
which excites me. I like flame cooked meat.
So excited. Anything else you've seen in here you want to get?
I've seen a few things on this menu that have piqued my interest.
What do you
I
got?
see veal tongue on the menu. Have you ever had veal tongue before?
Answer they have.
Welcome.
Oh,
Our veal
fantastic.
tongue over here is
okay.
with an oregano vinaigrette.
Gorgeous. Thank you.
Okay, listen to me. Of all the places we're going to today, this place might be the most meat-centric, and that's saying a lot, all right?
okay.
Spacca, they built the first dry cure program in Los Angeles, right? So we are getting a selection of cured meats here that are unlike any other place you're going to, right? They're doing this in-house.
Really?
How nuts is that?
That's pretty wild. Yeah, that's a dedication to meat.
Yeah, look at this tongue.
Yeah. Have you ever had veal tongue? You said you haven't.
No, I don't think I have.
I don't think I have. Not what I was expecting. I didn't realize this was part of the like curing program thing that they're doing here.
Yeah.
I'm kind of intrigued.
I mean, doesn't it look just like a tongue? Like this is the tip? This
Kind of does. Don't think too much about it.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh wow.
Man,
There's like an oregano vinaigrette on that as well.
I don't think I ever even wanted to try veal tongue. Now it's something I feel like I want to try all the time. That's fantastic, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a really flavorful, tender cold cut, basically, at this point.
All done in-house, pretty impressive.
Pretty
huh?
good.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, just coming in with our focaccia di recco over here for us. Just gonna serve the first couple pieces.
Just in time.
Just in time.
Awesome. Thank you so very much.
Enjoy. Just came out of the oven, so please be careful.
Beautiful. Fresh focaccia. Also seems to be stuffed with cheese.
Oh my god. It's incredible. They should open a place that just sells different versions of cheesy bread. Just bread and cheese, that's it.
So good.
Yeah.
The like olive oil, the salt,
This
cheese.
is incredible.
The bread's like so thin and crispy as well.
Now, I could fill up on this bread,
Uh-huh.
and I think I will.
That is like not what I was expecting it to come out when they said focaccia.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, whatever, I've had it before.
Yeah, I know.
I make it sometimes. That
Right?
ain't nothing. I've never made focaccia like that.
No.
Yo.
I think this is actually like a slightly more regional Italian thing. They've got like the cheese underneath it. It's much thinner than I would expect a regular focaccia to be. It's not got that kind of doughiness to it,
Yeah.
but it's like so flavorful.
Do you recognize this cheese? I'm drawing a blank on what cheese this is.
I'm not sure. The menu seems to say stracchino cheese.
All right.
It's very delicious. It's like quite firm and quite salty. For me, it's like verging on like a halloumi almost, but like
I did notice that
yeah.
too. And I think the reason that this has like a more saltier flavor is that this is going to pair perfectly with your meal, especially that savory meat we're about to get. So it's good thinking that although it's delicious on its own, this is the perfect starter for a main course. Because now I'm like hungrier now that I've had that. I'm like,
oh man.
So dry aged 50 ounce Spacca right over here. We have the more marbled New York and then more tender filet on that side for you.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Now-
It's amazing.
now I want to say real quick that the steak is almost $300, but if you eat the whole thing, it's free.
We have 20 minutes. Go.
And you got 50 ounces of steak. You hungry?
Is this beef or like dinosaur? This thing's absolutely
Yeah, the
huge.
table almost flipped over like in the Flintstones intro. All right, I'm grabbing a piece and I'm digging in, buddy.
I'm getting stuck in. So we're taking from, this was the more like New York strip side.
Oh, yeah.
Just look how even the color is across that as well. That's like so well cooked.
Cooked to medium rare, grilled over white oak, right? Finished with beef fat and olive oil, right? Which you can definitely
Wow.
taste. Really great way to finish it.
Beef on beef.
Yeah. This one is aged 21 days. I asked the guy and he said that gets it a really nice condensed flavor, but they stop before it starts getting that funky mold. They've noticed it some other places, so this one they pulled it right before that starts happening.
Yeah, definitely less of like a sort of funk that you would get from like a really dry aged steak.
I think I'll go a little less funk,
Okay.
personally.
It's a personal preference.
This, I think, I mean, I obviously am not going day to day, but if this was 21 days, you said,
Yeah.
I think this might be the perfect amount of dry aging.
Joe's ideal amount of,
Yeah, I'm gonna
of
go
dry
I mean,
aging.
I haven't had 20 or 22, but I mean, I don't know how dialed in I have to get on these dates, but as far as 21, I think this is the best.
What
dry
we need
aged
to
steak we've
do,
had.
what we need to do for you is now take it day by day from 21 to 28. You have to taste it every day and see what your like ideal day's worth.
Yeah, it's like when they
of
say
dry aging is.
this is so stupid. You want to know ideally what's the best temperature to get soft-boiled eggs in your house? You take one out every minute and then crack it open and do it.
Doing that with steaks.
I mean, I think it's safe to say this is a perfect steak.
Yeah.
It's a
I would
big boy.
agree. It's a big boy. This is like it's a party steak. This is like a steak you get a few people together.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say this is probably ideal for 4 adults.
One thing that's impressing me is at the New York strip side with the marbling, actually like they've kind of got the same cook almost with the fillet side as well, even though this is a much leaner cut of meat. Slight differences, but this is still like a beautiful pink medium rare. To get an even cook on both sides like that when they are different kind of types of beef, if you will, is really impressive, like technical skill at the highest level. Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Yeah, I'm amazed by how great this
Beautiful,
is.
enormous steak.
I mean, yeah, this is one of the best steaks I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's a work of art.
Yeah.
Which I will gladly
impressive. A consumable work of art.
But I say we wrap this up and head out of here and deliberate our final thoughts elsewhere.
That sounds like a good plan. The crew can box up our remaining 48 ounces of steak.
So good. Oh man, I'm stuffed. 3 amazing steaks in Los Angeles. How you feeling?
Yeah, that was a lot of red meat, but honestly, all so delicious that it made it a little bit easier.
Every steak was absolutely fantastic. I would recommend any of those steaks to a visitor looking for an amazing steak experience, or anyone who lives in LA who wants an incredible steak experience. But if you had to pick one, what would you say was your favorite?
Fine margins as usual. I think you've picked 3 excellent spots for me, Joe, so
Yeah.
thank you very much. I really loved Uncle John's.
Yeah.
I think in terms of, like I say, the LA experience of that kind of cultural fusion
Yeah.
pulled off expertly. I think they did a great job, and that price point is super impressive. But that said, I think it's cut for me.
Wow, cut.
Yeah.
Wolfgang Puck comes by, smiling those bright pearly whites, and you're just in his pocket, aren't you?
Did that seal the deal? It maybe helped a little bit, but honestly, I thought the meat that we had at cut was just a slight cut above the rest. No pun intended.
Intend your pun.
And I thought it was fantastic. Like I say, that dry age flavor, it might be a personal preference thing, but to me, that was the funkiest and tastiest and most complex meat that we had today. And I really enjoyed it. I also think just coming, as a tourist to LA, I imagined that Beverly Hills, that Rodeo Drive glitz and glam. And for me, that was kind of the vibe that Cut had. So it matched my expectations for the area. It was, a higher price point, but it's steak. It's a blowout meal. Go have fun. Go do it at Cut.
Yeah. So going into this, I hadn't been to any of those restaurants, but Osteria Mazza, which is connected to Spacca, is one of my favorite restaurants. So I was going in thinking that Nancy Silverton and added a Joe Bastianich to the mix. I was really, really excited for Spacca, and that steak was absolutely phenomenal. It was more delicious than I hoped it possibly could have been. And that being said, yeah, I'd say Cut was my favorite. I've just barely squeaked in there. I wrestled with this for a while, but I felt the Cut just was my favorite, just by the finest of margins. I'll definitely be going back to Spacca because it was a fantastic steak. But yeah, you're right. The Cut, that Wagyu, everything about it. Like the second we tasted it, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe a steak can be this good. I loved everything, but yeah, Cut, my number one as well. Wow, we agree.
We do. Yeah. Great minds think alike. How do you like our Airbnb?
It's fine.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad, I guess.
I feel like next time we're in town, you should stay with us, man. We miss
Nah,
you.
no thanks. No,
You
I
like
don't
your
wanna do
personal
that.
space?
No, I'm gonna go home actually.
No?
Goodbye.
All right, see ya.
I got it.
You hear about the guy who got knighted for his services to beef?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, sirloin.
I kind of thought if I just said yes, you wouldn't do the punchline.
No, I was gonna
Because
say
every
anyway. Yeah,
joke
yeah.
say, "Hey, did you hear about that?" I'm supposed to say no, and then you do it. But what if I just say, "Yeah, I heard."
Well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Heard all about it. Thanks.